Hello, today I'd like to show you how to adjust the chain on a Stihl chainsaw. I'm going to be doing mine today on a Stihl Farm Boss. In case you don't know, it's a 290. You'll need a scrunch. Now, if you don't have a scrunch, that's okay, you can use replacements. I have a 19mm socket. Wrench would work, but I don't know, I prefer sockets and flathead screwdriver. So we're going to start by basically removing these two bolts. Okay, so once you get those two bolts off, this cover right here will just pop right off. We're going to take our screwdriver, and on the 290 there's a little screw right down here. Right in between these two studs, we have a stud right here, we have a stud right here. It's going to be right in between, so we're just going to loosen it quite a bit. As you can see, there's this little pin down here, right there, and it'll start to move to the left. With it, it'll drag the bar, and as the bar moves, it'll loosen the chain. So if you wiggle it a little bit, the bar should come loose. There we go. And it pops right off. Then just gotta get the chain off there, which should also, there we go. You can't see this on camera, obviously, but if you get it down into the light, and you look down, maybe you can't see it, I don't know. But you'll probably have a bunch of junk in there, a bunch of junk and gunk. If you can get a thin screwdriver or something like that, that would work. Just drag it along and clean it out. But me, since I'm cheap, I use a piece of cardboard, you know, thick enough just to fit right down there, right into the bar. And if you go along, you'll see it'll push a bunch of crap out. If you could see all this, you know, junk, I got all of that out of the bar. So it's really important to clean that out. But the most important part, if you're looking at the saw this way, you go over here on the other side of the bar, there'll be a small hole right up there. That's it right there. Make especially sure that you clean that one out. That is, you can't see it on camera. Where the hell is it? There it is. You can't see it on the camera, but there's a little bit of oil in it. That's where the oil comes out of the oil compartment on the saw back there, and it goes into the chain. And basically, if that's clogged up with wood and shavings and stuff, it won't get oil to the bar and chain, and it will basically burn it out, and you'll need to buy an entire new bar and chain. So it's very, very, very important that that one's clean. That's a bit more of a pain to clean out because you can't see it on camera once again, but you'll notice there's two studs down there. And the reason I'm doing this is because I was using this the other day, and I went to go refill because I ran out of gas. And I looked down at the gas, and I noticed the oil was only half gone, and I filled them both at the same time. And they tend to run out the same too, so I figured, oh my god, there's only half the oil's gone. You know, it must be clogged. Which it turns out it was. It was pretty clogged. So you want to get all that cleaned up. Also, while it's off, turn the screw a few times just to make sure that it's nice and clean. There's a little thing right down here, that stud that we saw, that was moving the bar. There's going to be like threads down here, just make sure you clean out that space with a screwdriver or whatnot. Or else it'll get all clogged and it'll be harder to move, and I don't even know what would happen. Just make sure everything's clean now. Alright, so once you've gotten as far as cleaning out your bar and everything, you're going to want to take it and slip it back on. Just kind of set it right over here. Also, you're going to want a piece of wood or something to hold the bar up. Now this is going to be a wicked pain, so I may have to set the camera down for a few minutes to put the bar back on. So I have no idea how I'm going to do it while holding the camera, but that's on right there. We're going to need to take the chain, make sure you have the teeth aimed the right way. You have to put that back on. Now I'll come back and just... Alright, so I got the bar back on, and I tightened up that screw right down here a bit, so the chain's, you know, fairly loose still. Now what we need to do, since when you go into push into a log to cut it, this will push the bar up a bit, not as much as it's going right now. Please don't pop off. But you know, a little bit, and that can definitely loosen your chain back up. So you're gonna want to take a piece of wood and put it underneath the bar. As you can see, I've got it propped up, and you can see how loose it is. Just gonna want to screw this, tighten it in, and check to make sure it's all in. And at this moment, I will take my cover right here and throw that off to the side. I'm going to take this and put it back on. Now it's not permanent yet. You know, this is not the way I'm going to keep the saw, but we need to put it on for just a few minutes so it doesn't, you know, wobble around and fall off really, because we need to go through and retighten it and all that. And then of course, check the tightness and tighten it until it's, that should be about good, maybe a little bit looser. You want it to pull down so that teeth, or so that the pieces that, you know, the little parts that ride inside the bar, so that they stick out about to the bar. You know what I mean? Now I had just finished putting this on, I tightened them, and this will happen to you sometimes. Look at how tight this chain is. I'm pulling it down just with all my might, and look at, sometimes that will happen, and sometimes you will need to pop it back off and readjust it. Oh, it's still pretty damn tight. As you can see, it's super tight, so we're just gonna loosen it a bit. It's starting to get a little bit looser, but it's still really goddamn tight. And that's good, right there. And my phone's going off. Okay, so remember we loosened it finger tight, and I readjusted the chain. Actually, I'm just gonna go just a tiny bit looser now that I think about it. And that's perfect right there. Now let's just hope it stays this time. I'm not gonna do it too tight. It's not very good for it. And look, there we go. Perfect. Now, see if it works. Alright, and that's how you adjust your chain and clean out the bar. Actually that's the second time, because I did it before I made the video. I decided I'd make a video once I was done, which I did. And I checked the chain before I made the video, and it turns out I saw oil in the passages, so I cleaned out good. It'll start running out of oil, which will cost me money, but that's okay. It's better than buying a whole new bar and chain, which I'm going to get today anyways. But hopefully it doesn't happen to you. So, good luck. Thanks for watching.